Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of RiesKitchen. Today we're going to be turning an absolute classic into gluten-free, and that is gluten-free scones. As a very proud card-carrying member of the Country Women's Association of Victoria, I look longingly at the amazing scones that go past at the Royal Melbourne Show and any of our Devonshire teas. And with a bit of twiddling, I've been able to change their standard no-fail recipe into a no-fail gluten-free recipe. It's really simple and there's no excuses for not doing this at home. So let's get straight into our ingredients, shall we? So first up we have self-raising flour, tapioca flour, corn flour, baking powder, full cream, milk, flour for dusting, egg for an egg wash. So our first step is to put all our dry ingredients into the bowl. And just to give them a quick whisk to mix them all together. Now we need to make a well in our dry ingredients to add our wet. You'll notice I'm using a knife. Now the ladies at the CWA say you never use a spoon, especially a wooden spoon. And who am I to knock 90 years of tradition? So just make a well in our flour and our cream. And then the easiest way to get all the cream out is to put the milk in there and give it a swish. And now using the knife, just cutting through and bring all of that together into a soft dough. So we have our pastry board down and just a little bit of extra flour on it, not too much because we don't want to dry this dough out, but we don't want it to stick either. And bring our dough out onto the board. Now we need to give this a light knead, but only a light knead. It's not bread, just to bring it all together. Now we want to pat our dough down to about 2.5 centimetres or an inch thick, which is about to your first knuckle. Now the most important piece of equipment in scone making is your scone cutter. So this is my scone cutter. They come in multiple sizes. If I was making scones for a high tea, I would make little tiny ones. But this one is about 2.5 inches in the old measurement, or 6.5 centimetres thereabouts. It's important that a scone cutter has a handle. That's because when we cut straight down. We don't cut and twist. If you cut and twist, the fibres, especially if you're using ordinary gluten flour, but even in gluten-free as well, by twisting, the fibres then go crooked, and so you end up with wonky scones. If you want nice, straight, tall scones, straight up and down, and the handle makes that easier for you to do. You, of course, could cut these into squares or triangles or whatever if you like, but a traditional scone is round and about this size, 2.5 inches. So I have my baking tray just lined with greaseproof paper. My scone cutter. Now it's really important to well flour your cutter so that they don't stick. The first one will always stick a little bit, but let's see how we go. So straight up and down and onto the cutter. Now your best scones are always from the first pressing. So in this case I've got my 8 here. But we can put all of this together, give it a light knead again just to bring it together, being about the same thickness, and keep going. Now the last step is to make our egg wash. So with that egg, just the smallest dash of milk. Just give it a beat. So now I'm going to brush the tops with our egg wash. Now you'll notice that my scones are quite close together. They're not going to spread out, so it doesn't matter. You could even have them touching. Some would say that helps to keep them going straight up in the air. So just brush the top. This helps the tops go that lovely, gorgeous brown. So these go into a really hot oven, 225 fan forced, for 12 minutes until the bottoms are nice and golden as well. My kitchen just smells amazing. So how do I know these are cooked? They're cooked because that's the bottom. So now I'm going to pop them on my rack with a tea towel, and I'm going to wrap them up in the tea towel just to steam through. Make sure they're not doughy inside. Look how good that looks. So now I'm just going to cover them up and let them steam for a few minutes before we serve them. Time to put the kettle on. Now don't forget to check out my blog at the link below for all the details of today's recipe. But as always, the best bits in the eating. Some raspberry jam, some cream. Can't get any better. The scone's light, the crust is beautiful. You wouldn't know this was gluten-free. Until next time, everybody. Ciao.